All right, everyone, welcome to tonight's six-box break at 2014 Topps Stadium Club. From eBay. Hopefully you guys all got me. You can get started real quick with our roster showing who owns who. A lot of new customers tonight. The only returner I notice is Super Dave. Appreciate it, businessman. Everyone else, welcome. Hope you guys are having a great week. There's our roster. Got these out of a brand new case. Let's take a look at each one of them real quick. There's box one. There's box two. Box three. Box four, almost done. One more. And box six. All right, guys, let's get it going. Let's do one at a time, and we're off. Good luck. One hiding in there. Boy, they've got them. There we go. All right, we're off and going. Hey, just want to say first, appreciate you guys' prompt payments on eBay. Makes life very easy and gets rid of a lot of stress. We're off and rolling. Beam Team, Ellsbury. Who was that? A Mike Trout base. Got a die cut Luminous Big Poppy. Die cut Michael Waka Future Stars. Mike Schmidt going back in the day. Alright, should see some ink here soon. There we go. Starting off, Julio Teheran for the Braves, first auto. Mr. Henry Aaron. Got Jag on the Braves. Congrats, man. Bautista with a driver. Puig. That is one ugly mustache. Hey, Duke Snider. Got another auto. Who we got on this? Cardinals. Joe Kelly. Going to, let me guess, Super Dave. Yep. Congrats, man. Finishing this bad boy off. Man, going way back. Bob Feller, Sandy Koufax. The Babe. And Evan Gattis with a polar bear. Holy smokes. What in the wide world of sports is going on here? Billy Butler upside down. Cole Hamels upside down. Profar upside down. Bumgarner with a win. At least they were still up when I left. Well, I think we got some ink coming up in one of these. Robin Yount. Stan Musial. All I need is a Rob Deer now. Probably half of Rob Deer's hits were home runs. There we go. Got the Tribe on this one. Danny Alexander. Going to who's on this? J.M. McClure. Congrats, man. Finish these two off. Bryce Harper. Got a Legends die cut, Sandy Koufax. Nice looking card. Alright, clean this up. On to the next one. Holy smokes, did I not cut you? I must have cut the other side. Alright. Off to box 2. Maybe. There we go. Abreu base. That was definitely a deja vu pack. Brooks Robinson. And first ink for this box is Eric Johnson. White Sox. Chai Sox owned by Mad Pave. Congrats, man. Jordan Zimmerman, fresh off his no-hitter. Die cut Jose Fernandez, Future Stars. Die cut Adam Jones, Luminous. Beam Team Jeter. Holy smokes. There we go. Derek Jeter with the past teammates. Holy smokes, I might just bust these open. And we have got a Stadium Club autograph rainbow foil parallel. George Springer. Congrats to the Astros. Got Jask on that. Just a quick little redemption you gotta send in online. Great young name on that one. Greg Maddux, Bryce Harper, Todd Frazier, Mr. Little League World Series / Home Run Derby. Gaddis and his polar bear again. Lincecum in a stoner mustache. Johnny Bench, Legends die cut. Who is that? Ryu? Almost looks like Valenzuela from the side. Well, what to talk about? Let's talk about this guy right here. Great young name out of Vanderbilt to the Oakland A's, Sonny Gray. There we go. Going to ARZ Wildcat, man. Congrats on that. Let's see. Okay. I think that does it for our hits out of box 2. All right. Move this base. Clear this out. Well, I coach high school football here, and today when a couple of the defensive linemen on the team came up and were asking to take on how to deal with the guys that are offensive linemen that are holding them, I told him I go, hey, if he keeps on doing it, you just go up to him and you say, next time you do that, I am punching you straight in the groin. That'll take care of it. And the next time he does it, you say that was just a warning. Next one I'm doing it, and then you follow up. And that was about the most exciting thing that happened in my day. All right. Let's see. Brass Knuckles undercut. Yeah, we'll just tell him to sneak it in. Let's Let's see what 3 ink cards this box gives up. Beam Team Longoria. Yeah, we're playing a team that coming up, defense runs they run a 3-5, and we're a hit it quick power run team. Also run a lot of trap. So they better go ahead and change what their base front is. They want to make something happen. That, and we're the #1 ranked team in the state, and only have given up 25 points through 4 games. Next ink, Tony Cingrani for the Reds. My buddy Steve's favorite team, but it is going to Hit King. Congrats, man. First hit out of box 3. Finish that bad boy off. Nice looking Stan Musial field access. It's cool they're doing these older names. When I was growing up, we had an Amiga computer. You guys are 35 plus. You probably know what I'm talking about. I'm 33, so. Anyways, there was this game called Earl Weaver Baseball back in the day on that thing, and it was made up. Every team was made up of like all the stars from each different decade. So I grew up with all those names when I was really young playing that. Remember I'd like play in the 50s and 60s, and so I grew up liking Duke Snider. And then also Ted Kluszewski. And my brothers would always make fun of me because they were like 4 and 5 years old. They always say like Ted Go Dookie and Dookie Snider. Of course, that's the thing you do when you're young. You link as much as you can to feces. Pudge. And who we got here? Wow, Levon Hernandez. That's going back. El Duque for the Marlins. Who got on them? JSQ on that one, man. Congrats. Ty Cobb. Get rid of this stuff real quick. Yeah, and then if you were into it, if you had an Amiga back in the day, you probably had a Defender of the Crown. Game. Ted Williams. Henry Aaron. George Brett, Legends die cut. Johnny Walkenfuss. Albert, don't call me Joey Bell. Holy smokes. Got a Hanley Ramirez Luminous die cut. Ooh, Will Myers, Future Stars, die cut. Yeah, back in the day, everyone had their names from the old country. They were either first or second generation, German or Polish, sometimes French, like Naplois. And we have got a good name, Adam Meaton. Shy Sox again. Mad Pave on that. Finishes off the ink for this box. Got a couple more packs. Nice Jackie Robinson. Mariano. School guy used to be our head coach here. He's now the offense coordinator at Montana, University of Montana, and anyways, he started in the NFL for like 10 years or something like that for the Niners, Giants, and Jets. And still friends with him on Facebook and keep up with him every once in a while. But anyways, it's just weird because, you know, he's buddies with like a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of just famous people. So on his Facebook, you'll just see like people commentating, like Curt Schilling will comment, Mariano Rivera will comment because of their dealings with the Fellowship for Christian Athletes and stuff like that. Yeah, go Grizz. Been up there a couple times. When he was coach, we would take a summer trip up there. But yeah, his name's Scott Gregg. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. He owned like a big old ranch down in oh gosh, down in the valley a little bit, about an hour and a half south. I forget the town. It was south of Corvallis. And I just remember going up. We went up on this big old jog to the top of this, what was it? Some mountain. Mount Saint something. That was deadly. And then we ran up the M in Missoula, and that was even more deadly. To make matters worse, like the day before we left, I had roofed. I used to roof back in the day, and we'd done a 12-12 pitch roof, and my calves were just gone. Manny Machado, luminous die cut. And here we are going up all these mountains. Ugh. To make that worse, a bunch of the kids got sick. It wasn't Ebola, but it was close to it. And they were just all over the place. Xander Bogaerts die cut, Future Stars, Alcantara, Betts. Yeah, we also went rafting down the Clark Fork. And it was like the middle of summer. And the guides are like, yeah, jump in. It's totally cool. Well, the little lady tell us, man, it's like straight glacier fed. Straight from the mountain. Oh my God, I jumped in there. I thought I was about to lose my life. I couldn't even breathe. It was so cold. Here we go with a... Holy crap, look at that. Maury Wills, Mr. Speedster from back in the day. For the Dodgers. We got 505 on that. Congrats, man. Dude, I would never have guessed Maury Wills. That is awesome. Now all we need is a... Dave's not on here. He might be on the Ustream feed. We need a Lou Brock. That'd be cool. Finish it off. Andre Dawson crawling out of the ivy. Yeah, it was nice up there, that's for sure. The Babe. Next one, I'm gonna get a little focus here, guys. There we go. That was not worth it. Beam Team, Tanaka. Alright, let's pick up the speed here. A Clemente. Wow, Young Clemens, like just out of Texas. We have got a, there we go, Gregory Polanco, rookie for the Bucks. Who we got on that? Rob Brown, congrats, man. Cano. My dang Mariners. All those just games they blew, or they didn't even score a run, or they scored one run. Well, and giving up like one run. Sheesh. I say it was them is that, man, they got the flipping pitching staff. So go after the hitting, and people say, well, safe goes to pitcher's park. Yeah, that means like a mid-level pitcher is going to be able to do well there. So spend your money on the bats. Joe DiMaggio. There's only so many guys I can stand that flipping start every game that are at the Mendoza line every year. Holy smokes. I think we got one more O, don't we? There it is. Jared Saltalamacchia. Going to the Marlins. Worked with a gal who's related to him. Who was on the Marlins? JASQ. Congrats, man. Does it for ink in this. I remember the mountain was called Mount St. Mary's Peak. Man, you get to the top of there, the view of the mountains is just amazing. Going across the border to Idaho. Well, we got a die cut Randy Johnson. And that finishes it off for that box. 2/3 of the way through. Here comes box 4. Need another trash bag. All right. Good names in that last box. Let's see what we got going here. Mr. 30-something home runs in one round of the Derby. 3-2-1. Beam Team Machado again. Alright, here we go. Yeah, that's right. We went up Kootenai Creek. That was the name of it. It's all coming back to me now. Oh, Tom Seaver. And we got our first hit is Oscar Taveras, Stadium Club, Rainbow Foil Parallel. Who is that? Cardinals? I think so. Yeah, I'll tell you what would be cool. Be a Dale Murphy. We lived in Atlanta until I was about 5 years old, and that's who I grew up idolizing. I actually got to meet him after a game in the clubhouse. Miguel Cabrera. Church we went to. Ex-catcher for Dodgers, Astros, Braves. His name was Alex Trevino, and we actually went to church with him. So anytime we went to a Braves game, he would take us inside the clubhouse. I remember meeting like Al Simmons, or no, yeah, Al Simmons, or was it Ted Simmons? And who we got here? Dang, White Sox eating it up. Another Eric Johnson auto. Going to Mad Pave. Yeah, now I live in Oregon, and that's where Dale Murphy's from. He went to high school up in Portland. We actually got a card right here, Alex Trevino. It's funny they had that right there. Now I have that story. Yeah, Simmons was the catcher. I don't remember too much past that. Oh, that's awesome. 5-star 1/1. That's sick. Yeah, I guess Murphy was just a hell of an athlete in high school, obviously. Legends, Griffey die cut. Like, he just destroyed everybody and everything when he was at Lincoln High School here. Kershaw, luminous die cut. Yeah, I still remember he was on the, Murphy was on the, what was he on, Donruss 88 box or 89 box. We got a die cut, Garrett Cole, Future Stars. Three more to go, and then we'll be in the last box. I think we're owed one more auto coming up. There it is, Gene Segura, Brew Crew. Got Z-Bags on that. He was an all-star last year. No more ink in this one. Alright. Oh, that's awesome, man. Good old Fulton County Stadium, baby. God, those flipping all-purpose stadiums with the AstroTurf and stuff back in the day. Oh, Lord. Yeah, and of course, mid-90s or early mid-90s, they got hot again. Remember Sid Bream, Mark Lemke, Terry Pendleton, of course the threesome of pitchers, Avery, Smoltz, Lonnie Smith, that's right. Yeah, pretty much every kid that grew up in the 90s was a fan of the Braves. Oh, Dave Justice, of course. Alright, guys, last box. Here we go. Yeah, I actually grew up in Decatur. In, gosh, I barely remember. Windsong Apartment Complex. I remember I was the only white kid for flipping blocks. Because my parents had gone to Bible school in Fresno, California. And they were all about outreach. And, oh man, I just remember getting picked on and beat up on at least once a week. I tell people now that I grew up in Decatur until I was about 5, and they just think I'm lying to them. Like, whatever, dude. Like, half those rappers that come out of Atlanta, I probably grew up around them, man. Here we go, starting it off right here with a Alcantara for the Cubbies. There we go, Cubs on it, 10. You're up with that bad boy. Yeah, what's the freeway going out there? I don't remember what it is. My mom used to always talk about that and Stone Mountain and stuff. My dad was a roofer by trade. He just hated it there for 4 or 5 months out of the year. Said he'll never move back. Boy, loading here. Johnny Bench and Al Kaline. 285 is just a belt line. Luminous, Robbie Cano. Pigeon Killer. I'm trying. Well, we're working our way down, guys. Just got my final stuff to say. Once again, thanks for your prompt payments. Just looking for positive feedback on eBay as we talk about a Rafael Montero going to the Mets, going to a family thing, Cosa Nostra. We'll also leave positive feedback with you guys next couple days. Also, I'd appreciate you guys adding me as a safe seller on eBay. Keep in touch with what we got going on. What we got going on is Saturday we'll be doing a whole case of 2014 Panini Prism football that will have released on Friday. Die cut Cal Ripken. And then right before that, that same day on Saturday, we'll be doing 3 boxes of Topps Prime football. Next day, Sunday, we'll be finishing off the other half of this case. Adam Wainwright, Luminous. So we got a 6-box Stadium Club ending on Sunday as well. We'll be doing 3 boxes of Topps Prime football as well. George Springer die cut. Alright. I think we're owed one more, aren't we? Sideburns. That is a previous pack. Completely copied that. And here we go. Mario Hollins. I have no idea who he is. Going to TC Trex. Congrats, man. Alright, I think that does it for ink. Let me put mod status on Mad Pave and RD real quick. Before you guys leave. Alright, last pack, guys. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. That wraps it up. Alright, guys, thanks for everything. Get the stuff sorted out and sent out to you real quick. Look me up in the future. I'd really appreciate it. Have a great night.